Hey guys, so again I'm going to be bringing you another Bloodcraft Evolution deck. It's the same list, just another highlight of that deck. Before we get into it, I just want to say guys, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like, stuff like that. I've also, if you check the description, I've also started streaming on Twitch occasionally, so if you follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, you can get notifications, stuff like that about when I'll be going live and when I upload new videos to YouTube. So without further ado, here's the deck list, and then we'll get to the highlight. So, as you guys know, the deck, I'm going to go over it quickly because I've done it in previous videos quite in depth. So, revolves around Zeus and evolving. Zeus, your big win condition. So, you want to evolve as many times as possible because for every time a follower is evolved, a friendly follower evolves during the match, it just gains one of these 5 effects at random each time. So, it can end up like a really, really big storm with the ability to ignore wards, stuff like that. You can also heal your leader, which is quite nice in some situations. So what you do is you run the evolve package with that. So you run Havencraft, which when you play him for 5 he evolves for free. This is also quite useful because his last words on his evolve form deals damage to a random enemy follower equal to the number of times you've evolved followers this game. So say you've already evolved like 6 times and you play out Havencraft, he deals an extra, he like hits somebody for 4, dies, and deals 6 to something else. So you're also running your Jeffnars because they evolve for free, and when an ally follower evolves, it evolves for free, and it's got Clash when it evolves, which means it deals 2 before the combat happens when you attack. So it can just clear off little things, or you can use it to kill 5 attack minions, 5 health minions, stuff like that. You've also got Urius in here. He's just an outstanding card in Bloodcraft. So what is a 3 mana 1/5, and if Vengeance is active, it can evolve for free. This is one of the cards you don't feel bad about using an evolution point for. He's outstanding. So his base ability is whenever an enemy follower comes into play, it deals 1 at the enemy leader and restores 1 to your leader. And then if you evolve him, he gains 4 attacks, so he becomes 5/5. And then when an enemy follower comes into play, he keeps that effect. And also, whenever he kills an enemy follower on your turn, it restores 4 defense to himself. So as long as he doesn't die, it goes back up to full health, which is amazing. We're also running Trill. This is a really versatile evolution card. So it's a 4 mana 3/3, and it puts 1 of 2 cards into your hand. So it can put in the Aza and Iza, and these 2, when you play it for 2, it evolves Trill for free. And it also has the last words that it will restore to defense. So for 6 mana, you get a 5/5 and a 2/2, and it restores to defense when it dies. Or you can take the Demon Song, which is this is why the card's really versatile. If you play it on 7 and they have a board of little minions, you can play out the Trill. You can evolve it, not evolve it, sorry, you take the Demon Song, and for 3 it deals 2 to all enemy followers on any turn, but if you have Trill in play, it'll deal 3 instead. So it's a good board clear. Along with that, you run the Destructive Succubus because it costs 1 less, stuff like that. It costs 1 less for every ally follower that's been evolved. This card's just disgustingly good. When it comes in, it deals 3 damage. So if you get this in your hand early enough, you can play it for like 5 or 4, and it's outstanding. Other things to look at in the deck is obviously Olivia. So it recovers play points equal to the number of times you've evolved when you play it. So say you play it for 8 and you've evolved 6. If you play it on 8, you go back up to 6 play points. Also gives the ability that the first follower you play each turn when Olivia's on the board can be evolved for free. Medusas, we're running that. It's just really good board control. Helps to fill the board. It can also give you Medusiana, which is a 8 mana 1/7 that has Rush, Bane, and can attack 3 times. So it can clear out an annoying board as well. Draw package is Restless Parishes, 2 Restless Parish and 3 Unleashed Nightmare. This is good because it draws 2 followers, specifically followers, and then it summons 2 1/1s as well, which is really nice. Other important things is this is Laura I decided to take into because I really like Laura. So what it is if you evolve it, it comes a 5/5 and has Storm. But when you play it, if Vengeance is active, it gives a Bloodcraft follower in your hand Storm, and if it's turn 10 or later, it gives all Bloodcraft followers in your hand Storm. And Azazel is your only way to activate Vengeance without getting pummeled in the face for a good while. But yeah. So if you evolve him, he activates Vengeance and makes it so you can only take 3 damage. But yeah, that's the deck list there, guys. Highly recommend trying it out. It's really good so far. Well, in my last 30 games, in this, I'll show you my last 30 games. I have won 21 of them. So it's got a really high win rate. It's really good. so we'll be going at this Havencraft highlight here. Hope you guys enjoy. It should be it's a fun game. It shows you different strengths in the deck that I've not really highlighted that much of before. Like, I don't think in videos I've showed that many of the Medusas, but this is a good way to show you how strong the Medusa can be. So what we do here is we get rid of the Trill and the Medusa, because you don't want them in your opening hands. And against Heaven you try and draw the Angelic Smites to get rid of the Alana's Prayer if they get it early. So turn 1 is just play out Restless Parish and get an extra draw card. And they just play out the Rabbit, I believe. Yes. So turn 2, we draw 2 cards because the Restless Parish gives an extra card. We've got another Unleash, so it's extra draw power. Play out the Blade and pass the turn. And they push some damage and don't play anything at all turn 2, which is really rough for them. So what we do is we Unleash the Nightmare, get the 2/1/1s, draw 2 cards, we draw Zeus and Olivia, which is really nice. As you can see, we've also got Succubus in hand right now, which means it will get smaller, like it will cost less and less the further the game goes on. So we play that, we trade this here, we draw 2 more cards, and then we trade into the Nun, and then just push 1 damage to their face. So we're going to turn 4, they play out the Alana and they get the Evolve, which is, I prefer to play Alana on turn 5 because you can heal it then. But what they do is they evolve it, they get their Prayer. We don't have the Smite, which is really unfortunate, we can't deal with Prayer. So we play out the Hinocar and just rush him into it, because he'll deal the extra 1 damage with his Last Words ability to finish them off. And then we can just push 2 damage to the face. And the turn 5 in this is, for them, is really weird. They play out the Robo Wing, but they don't play any other cards. They don't try and buff it up or anything, they're saving their heals to buff up a bigger board, I guess. But they just leave the 2/2 without Bane or anything. So what we do is we play out the Trill and evolve it with Azaniza. And then we trade the Trill in, which leaves us with 2/1/1s, a 2/2 and a 5/3 on the board. Which is a very, very good board to get Killed. Kel could clear it very easily, but he does Black in Scripture, just banishes it, and then does it again, and removes 2 cards from the board. So as you can see, his hand was a bit flooded with stuff like that. Not ideal, because you know he's also got 2 repair modes in his hand as well. So 4 of the 8 cards they had in his hand weren't really that good, he couldn't really develop a board with them. What he does is he plays the Blame, evolve the Bat, and push more damage in face. So what he does here is he plays out the Lamonia, gets the free evolution on it, trades it into the 3/3. And I make a mistake here on my turn. I evolved the Blame before I do anything else. I was trying to find a way to get lethal, and I was starting to overthink it. And I evolved the Blame, not realising I had 9 cards in hand. So I tried to add the Leopard to my hand, but I don't get him because I had 9 cards in my hand, so I just burn him. But I always want to push for extra damage, play out the Succubus as well, pushes through another 3. The plan was to play out the Succubus and then play out the Leopard and push the extra 2 damage. But but I didn't have the boards, I didn't have the cards in hand, the space in my hand to get it, so it happens. He gets his kill, and we know he's at least got 2 heals in his hand. And he plays out the Nun, which gives him another heal in hand. So he can clear this board just using those repair modes that we already knew were in his hand. And now his board's really big and annoying. So what we decide to do here is we're trying to find a way to clear as much as possible. So we play the Olivia and play the Azazel, and we hit the kill for 2. That's not really that relevant, but we need to hit something. And we're already going to trade into the Nun for free anyway. So what we do is we evolve the Azazel using Olivia's ability, which puts us into Vengeance, which is quite important because we've got Laura's in our hand. And it also means that we can only take 3 damage at a time. So when he starts making these big boards of 2 minions with really big stats, he can't hurt, he can't do enough damage to actually kill us. He needs 4 minions that can hit us in the face to kill us when we're at 10 of 3 or more attack. So he just uses the kill again, clears the board, and he's left with this board here. It's left with it's actually quite a strong board, but because we're in Vengeance now, we play out the Laura, and it gives the entire hand Storm, so we play out the Succubus, clears the taunt with its effect, and pushes the extra 6 damage to face. And that is it for the highlight, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Again, feel free to subscribe, like, leave a comment, all that stuff. And in the description, follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitch, see when I stream. And thanks for watching, guys.